3:30. Okay? All right. Without further ado, guy who did a lot of work over the weekend. I watched a little bit of the postgame, and I got his takeaways a little bit, but now just so much so on a Monday, I want to get Big Z's thoughts here. Joining us now, Big Z, Zander Krause. He comes in here now. Big Z, how you doing, bro?
What's up, Big Sills? Happy Monday to you, my friend.
Absolutely, man. All right. Hours after, at first, I listened to you guys talking a little bit on the post-game show, but a day, really and a half after your post-game show, do you have any other thoughts or maybe change your opinion, maybe position on anything that you saw in the preseason? What was your take?
Well, I got to admit, Sills, after listening to you at the start of the show today, you got me quite fired up. And I think you're right about a lot of what you're saying. It's only the first test. So in very tactful Sills way, he prefaces his reaming with that. But you're right. I mean, it was really a horrible performance. I mean, they got out yarded 440 yards to 140. They had zero third down completions. They were 0 for 9. They only had 2 first downs when Cole Payton came into the game, in the fourth quarter. Really, it was horrible for the Eagles. But, how much stock do you put in it? I don't know. I'm with you that you want to perform better than that. I think where we differ is probably just from a sense of I don't think it matters as much. But the part of it that rubbed me wrong the most was that it was the exact same problems as last year. Like, it's one thing if you don't play good. It was the same shit. 10 penalties, undisciplined performance, awful on third down, all third and long, didn't win first down. It's all the same crap, And the defense wasn't great either, by the way. And where's my boy Prince? By the way, I don't know if Prince is in here or not, but Prince has been taking victory laps on the depth of the team. Well, Prince, that wasn't a very good performance there. So no, I mean, look, it was a bad game for this Eagles team, but now they got a chance to bounce back, and it is only preseason, so it's not like it matters all that much. But yeah, it was ugly, dude.
3 plays, 3 yards. 3 plays, 4 yards. 3 plays, 5 yards. That ended the first quarter. You started the second quarter, 3 plays, 7 yards. Then you went 8 plays, 31 yards. You ended the half, 2 plays, 6 yards. For a grand total in the first half of that football game, 22 plays for 56 yards. Sean Mannion. Okay, before I don't want to pollute it. What was your takeaway on Sean Mannion's performance there on Saturday?
Well, I mean, how could it be anything other than it was a poor performance? I mean, I think the concerns to take away from it are, and you made a good point about this because I was joking earlier. I'm like, did they break Tanner McKee? Did they scare him into not releasing the football? I mean, that used to be his best trait coming out of college. He didn't have many great traits. He was a 6th-round pick, but the one trait he did have is he processed and he got rid of the ball pretty quick. Well, he doesn't do that at all anymore. So I was wondering, I'm like, what did they do to break him? And perhaps you could look at it like they've done a horrible job at teaching this team this offense and what they're trying to run. It's another thing to say in practice that we love it and it's great and all these different things. It's another thing to get in the game and, you just aren't – nobody's comfortable. Nobody's confident out there. Darius Cooper didn't have a very good performance. Dalton didn't look good. McKee didn't look good. Cole Payton provided the only spark offensively for the team. So not good for Sean Mannion. Hopefully he has a better outing when the starters are out there. But, dude, it's like it looked like the same problems with the starters last year. It's like to me, is that a coincidence?
No.
That the same problems that Jalen and the starting offense had last year are now the problems of the second, third, and fourth team in the Eagles preseason game. I get it. It's preseason. It doesn't matter as much, but, I don't know. Interesting. We got to see what this thing looks like.
It matters when you're trying to accomplish something that's trying to put what you guys do best and what you don't do and trying to figure it out. When you can't stay on the field, how do you get any sense of what your offense and what you want to go with when the season starts? And by the way, let me flip that on the other side. Jesse Minter had his guys ready to play. They weren't showing an exotic offense. They went out there and ran the ball 36 times, dude, for 440 yards of total offense. I mean, they weren't out there like, running gigantic motion or anything. Their guys were ready to play. There was effort. And I wrote this down, Zander. And you tell me if I'm being big sills, or you tell me if this is what you saw. Okay.
Both.
Poor effort and undisciplined.
Yeah, I saw that. I agree.
Now, this was the first test. That's all it was. If you notice, I don't bring score. I don't bring score up ever.
How do you show up so unready to play? Like we joke.
You know why? Because you don't know what you're doing.
Well, that's fair. But like we joke, okay, it's preseason. Nobody cares. I'll tell you who cares. Dudes who are fighting for a career in the NFL. That's who cares. You know, why did it look it didn't you're right about the effort thing, you know. It looked like they didn't want to be out there. I mean, they got out yarded 440 to 140 in a preseason ball game. So I agree.
How about this? A year ago, do you think Kevin Patullo played a factor in the poor passing game for Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I mean, he's the play caller. Naturally, he's got a part in it.
Why wouldn't that play hold? And why wouldn't that be a factor with a first-year play caller who doesn't even know if he's going to be calling plays on the fucking sidelines or in the booth? And he's got to figure that out yet.
Well, you know where that comes from. They got a first-year coordinator. Well, you said earlier.
August 17th. You don't know where
I'm with you, but this is a first-year coordinator, dude. Like, I get your point of it's a problem. But at the same time, do we really blame him? Like, if you have a problem with that, and I get what you're saying because John didn't like it either, put that on Nick. Because he's a first-year coordinator. How could he not say, oh, I'd like to try out both? Like, I get it. You don't want to hear that for a team less than a month away from the season who's trying to go win a Super Bowl.
Suggested that to him?
No, I'm saying it's natural for somebody who's never been in this position to want to see the different modes in which he could have success.
Fair enough.
So I think that's fair for him to say, but it's not ideal for a team that's a month out from trying to go on a Super Bowl run. That's a first-year coordinator. This is why you had a problem with the hiring in the first place.
Guy can't even know. He doesn't even know what his best place is to call a play. How are you going to call the right play when you don't even know where you're going to call it from?
Well, there's the play calling, and then there's the process, you know?
Do you think
I remember, though, when Vic came here, didn't Vic switch to the booth, or was he always the booth?
I thought, yeah, but there's a 40-year gap in that.
Yeah, I know. It's impossible to compare.
There's a 40-year gap with that. Hey, so the reason I asked you the question, I think Tanner McKee's all screwed up because of Sean Mannion.
Well, I don't know. I've been a Nick defender. It's getting. I mean,
wait. You go from a guy. You go from a guy that you think you can get a second rounder for, to a guy now we're talking third day, seventh round.
Yeah, and you're going to put all that on Sean Mannion in one offseason?
Well, I'll tell you what was the determining factor.
I got to go Nick here, dude.
Oh, Nick. All right. So you're blaming Nick for this whole thing if it does become.
Well, I'm not blaming him for the full thing, but I'm just saying.
If it becomes a thing.
Tanner didn't look good last year either. So, you know, the common denominator on the team, and you brought it up earlier again on this show, was they haven't really developed Jalen as a passer. Tanner has looked like he's actually gone backwards as a passer. Like, so Jalen at least has the athletic ability. He was never like the polished pocket guy. That wasn't.
But we not agree the last 2 years. It looks like Jalen's gone backwards too. As a passer,
from a volume standpoint, it went. In 24, I think it was more volume than it was anything else. But last year, yeah, I mean, he didn't make any steps forward for sure with it. Now you got Tanner, who was drafted as a pocket passer, and he looks like he's seeing shadows out there. I mean, it's partly Mannion's new scheme, but I can only defend Nick so much. I'm always going to try and be honest. I mean, that to me is an indictment on the head coach.
Your boy Ty Simpson, bro.
Yeah, it looks good.
Hey, we'll look at a play.
And by the way, speaking of head coach differences,
Sean McVay had that guy ready. 190, 21 to 25, 2 touchdowns in the ball game against KC.
Dude, he looked like, all right, people are going to go crazy with this. He looked like Matthew Stafford. I don't mean Matthew Stafford, who could be a Hall of Famer. I mean, he plays the game like Matthew Stafford. Like, you can see why Sean was like, yeah, let me get my hands on him and work with him.
I didn't believe it either, and I did see it. I was like, fuck.
He's a little more mobile than Stafford, too. He can run. He can roll out.
And he can sprint out. Right, roll out. Get out there in that sprint out.
Bootlegs. Hey, bootlegs out. He looks downfield. He's got a good arm, good accuracy.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, look, at some point, I mean, this offense is going to have to turn the corner. I don't think you're anywhere close to alarm-sounding mode after week 1 of the preseason, but I do think it's concerning to look and say the offensive problems that the first team had in the regular season last year were basically the same list of problems that you just had in preseason week 1 with all backups. I don't know. I mean, isn't that that's not a coincidence to me?
No.
How could players with such varying degrees of talent have all the same problems on offense?
And here, your young Eagles got destroyed on Saturday in test 1. They got destroyed.
Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, they got burnt.
And I'm not, listen, if you hear me, young Eagles, I said, not the Eagles. I said the young Eagles got destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, that's baked into it. Like, that's baked into it. I mean, obviously, guys, it's preseason. I hate when people are like, it's preseason, Zander, shut up. I'm like, dude, I know it's preseason. Like, we get it. It's the middle of August, but it was a bad performance. I mean, you still don't want to see it.
You think that preseason game mattered on playing time for Darius Cooper yet?
That mattered.
Okay.
I'll draw one thing to bring people back to the middle. Last year, the Eagles offense had a phenomenal performance in week 1 of the preseason with Kevin Petula, over 400 yards. Didn't matter at all, did it, everybody? So this year we have the opposite. We have a shit show, and it won't matter at all either to me, in my opinion. But still not ideal to see.
Sean Mannion said his coaching staff did an excellent job at preparing the game plan for the team today in the press.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did. I thought we had a really good job coaching-wise of getting the game plan together. Yes, he did. I wrote it. Look at this. Verbatim. In Sileo's Chicken Scratch, Sean Mannion's little comments. Yes, he did.
What? How could he say that? They had 10 penalties. They were 0 for 9 on 3rd down. He had 2 first downs the entire game until the 4th quarter, 6 total in the game. Dude, listen to the stat. Like, this stat, it's preseason, so I get it. But it almost sounds like you can't make it up. The Ravens had 31 first downs. The Eagles had 6. That's like in grade school when the 8th graders play the 3rd graders. It's like how does that even happen? 31 to 6? 440 yards to 140? Sean, take a lap, dude.
I get you want to oversell it. I do. All right. How much of an impact on that performance impacts Darius Cooper moving forward, you think, in his playing time? Or can he rebound with this Patriots week, which is a big week because you have an organized team practice with
I think
the Patriots, and you have a game with them this week as well. Can he rebound and get back into a position where, you know what? Or do you think now this is what Nick talked about last week? Pump the brakes here. Let's see the guy finish it. How'd you take away here with Darius Cooper?
Well, I think the best thing going for Darius in terms of getting back in the mix is, like, I'll ask you a question. Did Elijah Moore do anything in the
No,
game?
nope, nope,
Did Hollywood Brown do anything in the
nope.
game? Did Eli Stowers do anything in the game?
Very pedestrian crew.
Nobody did it. So it's not like somebody emerged, Darius didn't play as good. So you're probably looking at Lemon's going to be the 3. Wicks has already been, they didn't even dress him. So he's obviously the 2 at this point. Cooper's he's still in the battle. I mean, he's got to have a better rest of the camp, better rest of the preseason. Hard for me to get, other than that 1 3rd and 5 that I do believe he should have caught. I mean, the quarterbacks were horrible. The offense was horrible. So you can't just put a player in a vacuum and say it's horrible for him. But, how's Darius Cooper supposed to have a good performance when the quarterbacks have a shit performance? But he didn't look good. He needed to make that 1 catch. But look, it's 1 catch. I mean, I've seen Devontae Smith drop balls. I've seen A.J. Brown drop balls, namely in playoff games. A.J. Owens. But, you're not going to care. I'm not writing them all for one play.
So, how you call Carfax if a car's like broken down, you want to get, like, you're going to buy a used car.
Yeah.
If I bought Xander's Corvette.
No, that wouldn't be good. Don't buy that car.
Hey, I call Carfax, right? Well, I wish I could call the NFL draft and go, hey, Carfax on Mekhi Lemon Drop. Can you really tell me what the overall background is on Lemon Drop here? Did he practice today?
Smith was back.
Thank God.
Devontae was back, but Lemon was not.
Hey, you see him running backwards there, that video?
Dude, that was crazy, man.
That was crazy great athleticism.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, now Lemon wasn't out there again today. So, who knows, dude?
What is it, the time of the month or something? What's he doing, man? What are we doing here, man?
This has been like 3 weeks now. I don't know. Apparently they said, they keep saying he's close to getting back. I'm like, what does that even mean? They said that last week too. I read a couple of beat reporters there. He's close to getting back. I'm like, all right. The guy's got to get on the field. If he doesn't practice versus the Patriots, Hills, I think you got a problem for week 1.
Yeah, I think you do too. All right, Z. So, Prince in here, man. Prince has been pretty good in here, and he's been trying to tell me about the depth of the football team. One of the greatest rosters in all pro football. What are you making a depth? What are you making a depth of your football team after test 1? How about this? These are the midterm exams. How do you think you went in on your midterm exams?
They're not the midterm. These are like the preliminary examinations. This is like the examination of.
No, we're not in the blue book yet. We're not in
the blue book yet. This is not the midterms. Come on, Sills.
All right.
Midterms happen mid-year.
All right.
I think Jeremiah Trotter proved they got some good linebacker depth. That guy looks good.
Okay, so wait.
Ty Robinson with a showing.
Wait, if you're telling me that you think he played well, they did give up 146 on the ground, and they did give up.
Yeah, but he only played two or three series.
No. What I'm saying is, who played poorly then? What group played poorly? Because somebody gave it up.
Everybody else.
Everybody gave the booty up, right?
Everybody else, yeah. I mean, they were also on the field all night because the offense couldn't pick up a yard to save their life.
I did love seeing Ty Robinson get that sack. I was happy for him.
They had like 25 yards a quarter until the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I was happy for him. I thought he was okay. It looked a little better. He got off some blocks. Trotter's just out there with guys, and what are you putting Jahad Campbell out there for? What was that?
I didn't get that because Makuba didn't play.
You get that guy killed out there with those bums in front of him, man.
Well,
I mean, why would you take that shot?
Nah, I mean,
Then again, that's
maybe they feel as though he's not as cemented in as Makuba is. Or maybe they feel like they got more safety nets there because of Trotter. Who knows?
What do you make of the defensive depth? Not just the depth.
I was going to say, I thought Trotter was good. I thought Ty was. I mean, he's like the 5th defensive tackle, so you don't need him to be great.
Yep.
Corners were meh. I mean, they didn't do much, but Keely Ringo had a nice play, nice job by him. After like 4 bad plays, but that's classic Keely Ringo. Yeah, I mean, there's not that much depth out there. There's not that much depth out there.
Would you make it a depth on the offense?
I thought Markel Bell looked pretty good. Willie Lampkin looked all right for being a smaller dude.
When you look at Markel Bell, are you surprised by how well he moves for being such a big dude?
It's crazy. I mean, you watch the game when they zoom out, before the play, and it's like you can't miss him. He's fucking huge out there.
He was former tight end.
Yeah, well, he's gigantic. 6'9"? I think he's the biggest, one of the biggest guys in the league. So, I mean, look, I thought he was positive, but nothing over the top yet. Willie was good. Everybody else was, just meh.
So, like, Eli Stowers, bro.
What's up right now? He's got a long way to go.
I'm more concerned about him than Lemon, believe it or not, and I haven't seen Lemon yet.
Well, Lemon's got more traits. I mean, obviously. Eli is straight projection. I mean, dude, remember, he didn't even play all the snaps at Vanderbilt. It's not like he didn't play all the snaps at Ohio State. I mean, they took him off the field at Vanderbilt. So we got to see on him, but he also got that flag on the first play of the game, I think. Called back to Tank Bigsby run. So
how do I phrase this? What do you take away from this if you're Nick?
If I'm Nick, I got to do a better job.
Where? What area?
In preparing my football team to play football. I don't care if it's because the only people, I think some people will resonate or at least understand what I'm saying here. It's easy to say it's preseason, right? That as analysis, that's the obvious thing.
Yes.
But when you're trying to achieve big things or achieve greatness or create something that achieves rare results, a group that achieves rare results, how you do anything is how you do everything. So you can say, oh, it's preseason. And then soon it will be, oh, it's just week 1. Oh, we're only at week 8. Oh, it's not the playoffs yet. That's a slippery slope. To me, you have to approach everything, whether it's preseason, week 1, week 8, or the playoff games, with the same type of mentality and approach to the game. That's how you achieve greatness. That's how you put yourself in that position. So if you're Nick Sirianni, I mean, you gotta look yourself in the mirror. My team is horrible today. Nobody looked like they were ready to play. Jesse Minter's team looked pretty good. I didn't see Lamar. Did anybody see Lamar Jackson? Did I miss it? Did Lamar get 200 of the 440 yards out there?
No.
I didn't see Zay Flowers. I didn't see Derrick Henry.
Nope.
I didn't see Kyle Hamilton.
Nope.
So, are their backups that much better, or was that team more prepared to play? I watched the Bears. I'm listening to this thing. I read this article last week about Ben Johnson. And I like Ben Johnson a lot, full disclosure.
Yeah.
And I read this article about him. A reporter got to follow him for a full day of training camp or whatever. And I'm reading this article, and same type of thing where I just said, every rep in practice, he's holding them to this high standard. They go into their preseason game. They won like 34-10. Now, again, that doesn't mean the Bears are going to go and win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, those guys are ready to play. The Ravens were ready to play. If you're Nick, I think as the head coach of the team, you're not sounding the alarms, but you don't walk out of there saying, well, our players aren't very good in the depth. You say, I got to do a better job of preparing this team to play. That's what my takeaway would be if I were him.
How about this? If they can't get lesser talented players prepared to play, why would I believe they're going to get the frontline guys prepared to play? I'm leaning more on the guy's experience, and I'm leaning more
on the talent, I guess.
Here we are again. Lack of coaching, and I'm relying more on the talent again. And when I need the coaching, when it matters the most, to move the sticks and at least get me 1 first down on 3rd down, that's when coaching matters, like it did in that 49er game. This is the shit I talk about.
We need Jalen Hurts to go have a crazy good year because I don't see those coaches being able to provide what we're hoping they provide this year.
They're relying more on the skill and the experience of that 22 because they can't, Zander, it's not that you couldn't motivate or you couldn't have in-game structure where you could move the sticks for a first down. Listen, I did not bring up the score for a reason. I never bring up the score in exhibition football, ever, because it doesn't matter.
The score didn't matter, but the game was horrible.
But the game matters on how the coaches put you in a position when you need the coaching the most. And that is when you have lesser talent. And you need answers, and you need to have problem solvers. There was no problem solving out there. Now, how I back it up and do this. Okay, your first test, F. Now you have a mulligan. Hey.
I think F is nice.
Hey,
no grade. You don't even get a grade.
Oh, what are you going to go? Hey, teacher, can I go?
They didn't show up for the exam.
P or
The
F?
exam was on Monday. They didn't. You're on Saturday night in this case. They didn't show up.
Hey, man, can you not give me a grade? I'll take P or F.
No, it's like you show up for the SATs back in the day. You got like 400 points just for writing your name on the paper. They didn't even write their name on the paper.
Jesus criminy, man. Just because you show up for the test doesn't mean you pass the test. But you do get a mulligan. You get a mulligan.
Yeah, it's preseason.
Now you get a chance to go in to A.J. Owens week. How you doing?
Why was it the same problems? That part of it pisses me off. Same thing. Yeah. You could have literally showed that tape and been like, this was 25, and it would have been believable.
Well, what's the common denominator?
Nicholas. Are you going to make me, by the end of the year, will you get me off of the Nick defense?
That'll be after September. October, we'll know if Nicholas Sirianni is going to have answers for this year. We're gonna find out. We really are. We're gonna find out here. How much of a difference do you think Sean Mannion's going to make with the starters as a play caller?
Well, you would hope he makes a bigger difference than he just did, because I just saw Tanner McKee looked worse. Darius Cooper looked worse. I don't know. I mean, none of them look better.
What do you make of that wide receiver core?
Yeah, it's not very good. Well, it's not very deep. I mean, it's Devontae Smith and hopefully Dontavian Wicks is a player, because it's going to be those two guys. I mean, they got to have a big year. But, I mean, I don't know. Do you think they because it's preseason, they put together these bullshit-ass game plan? You know what I mean? And they almost don't. I don't know. How much does that factor into it? I'm not sure.
There's probably 25 plays that they care about, that they kind of want to run.
Yeah, but shouldn't that make it easier to prepare?
Yes, I think so. You're going to pick the best 25 that you think that unit's going to be able to execute.
Like, yeah, Tanner, I got 25 plays we're going to run.
Yeah, 25 plays you like, too.
Yeah, like nothing crazy. Vanilla. We're going to be vanilla. We're not showing much. But I got 25 plays. Dude looked like a deer in the headlights out there.
Bro, what do you make?
He had nowhere to go with the football.
What do you make of your tight end room?
The tight end room is trouble. I mean, they got when you have Johnny Munt not even suiting up for preseason because he's a certified starter, you might have problems.
Johnny Mutt and stuff is not starting because
has he earned that nickname?
I know, no, but I don't know who the hell he is. I mean, I really don't know who he is. I mean,
Eli Stowers is, he looks like an issue.
He does.
He didn't even look like he should have been on the field.
Man. What are you going to do with UR Bernard?
I think they're going to keep him. I mean, remember, how many guys get scratched on game week anyway? I think you just chalk it up to he's a permanent scratch every week. They got to have the roster room, but they don't. It's not like all 53 suit up on Sunday anyway. So he's one of those guys.
You think Howie makes a move?
I don't know. Where would it be?
Tight end. Tight end.
Tight end. Probably not receiver, not after spending a one on Makai, right?
You made a roster move too. Isaiah Bolden, you cut Holland Pierce. You went after another corner. Vic probably talked about the depth in the corner position. How do you think that defense played, giving up 440 yards of total offense?
Well, you tell me. I gave up 440 yards to what's the guy's name? What the heck was our quarterback's names? Fagnano or something?
What was the Italian guy? I saw this.
Yeah, I think it was Fagnano or Spagnano.
Yeah, Joe Fagnano. And
guy went 22 for 28 for 224 and a tutty.
Holy shit. This guy was like 70%. Hold on. What was their completion percentage in that game against that team? What the hell was the completion percentage? 71%? They were 30 and 37 in the game. They had the ball for 41 minutes, and you had it for 18.
Wait, Joe Fagnano. That's a tough, by the way. Well, I wonder what his nickname was in school.
Really?
Joe Fag. Joey Fag. Come here. That's a tough one.
Hey, yeah.
All right, relax, everybody. Oh gosh, here comes the cancel police. Joe Fagnano goes 22 of 28 for 224. Tyler Huntley goes 6 of 7 for 76. And even some dude named Austin Reed goes 2 for 2 for 14 yards. Meanwhile, you go over to the Birds. Andy Dalton was 3 of 6 for 20. Tanner McKee was 6 of 10 for 35. And Cole Payton was 4 for 9 for 37. What a tragedy.
Boy, that's some development over there on that Eagle side. What'd you make of your boy, Cole Payton?
Joey freaking Fags is dusting the
come
Birds.
on, Joey Fags. Let's go, bro. Joey Fags getting it done.
Oh, my God. That makes it that much worse. Not only did you get beat, but you get your ass handed to you
by a
none
punchline
other than Joey Fags.
Yeah, Joey Fags took you to the woodshed.
I'm going to get a notification from YouTube later today. Like,
why? The guy's name is that. Why?
I know. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Z, what'd you make of your boy Cole Payton?
I mean, he was all right. I mean, he didn't do anything on schedule, but he's clearly got good athleticism. So I think that's a good thing. Okay. And I like that he gave him a spark. I mean, for all the people saying, well, he didn't do anything, from the pocket. Well, neither did the pocket passers. So at least he did something, right? I mean, I thought he was all right.
76 yards rushing in the ball game. And the Ravens ran the ball for 142. And I have no idea who they are. Who ran the ball? 36 carries.
Who the Ravens did?
Yeah, 36.
They had 3 dudes at 40 yards. I mean, they only average like 4 a carry, but still.
So what do you do with this game if you're Nick?
Flush it.
Flush it,
and I would go look myself in the mirror. I wouldn't be in there making PowerPoints about any of the players, that's for sure. I mean, that dude Minter, he skewered you. Not that it matters, I guess, that much, but
here's one thing that I would tell you.
Again, I think everything matters. Sileo.
Oh yeah,
that's how I live my life. Everything matters.
Everything matters.
Everything matters.
They call it a game of inches. Yeah, every single thing in this, everything matters. Or why tape it? Everything matters, dude.
I'm with you.
Totally. I mean, so like moving forward here, I mean, my question is going to come down to how is Sean Mannion going to improve what they did a year ago when the first moment and the first thing that he did publicly was such a disaster? You're going to blame it on the second and third team guys? That's not an excuse, see?
Yeah, but
you couldn't manufacture one first down on third down? Not one.
Yeah, but
and you had 10 penalties.
Dude, last year in the preseason, they had 430 total yards in game 1.
As bad as Kevin Patullo was, that dude did win 11 games and helped win.
Perfect example. Tanner McKee was 20 for 25 for 250 and 2 tutties in that game.
Okay, now he sucks?
Now he sucks.
Wonder why. I wonder why.
I mean, who were his receivers in that game? Oh, Darius Cooper at 6 for 83. Johnny Wilson 7 for 73.
Now, who'd
Or
they
three
play,
for
though?
73.
Who'd they play in that first
The
game?
Bengals.
Okay, well,
yeah,
shit.
but they won 34-27. I mean, it's not like it was
okay. Woo, dog.
McKee hasn't been good since then. Senor, bring back Petula. We want Petula.
Hey, you know how you walk up to your teacher's desk and she or he, if he's a real asshole, he'll put on there the letter grade when you pick up your booklet, and you know exactly. So when you pick up your booklet and you go up to the coach's front desk and you see it and you go F, and everyone sees it on there. I can't wait to see how Kevin Mannion bounces back this week against the Patriots.
Well,
because right now he's Kevin Mannion.
I don't know.
Okay. You just got through telling me.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to have to help him more than he helps Jalen.
You just got through telling me I saw the same disease.
Yeah, but it's a good.
For this team
I'm not disagreeing with you. This is like a good, like, he couldn't prepare a 20-year vet. Like, it doesn't get much easier than that. Hey, we're running 20 plays, and you've been playing football more years than I've been alive.
Z, I got a great idea for Mannion. You ready? He could sit on Nick Sirianni's shoulders. Instead of determining whether to go upstairs or stay on the sidelines, he could get a bird's eye view a little bit from standing there on Nick's shoulders, so he can, he'll be a little elevated so he can see the entire field. And then he can determine whether or not play calling from the booth or on the sidelines would be in the best interest of the new offense in the new direction of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Eagles got their ass handed to them on a
baby
Saturday.
Hey! When you got on the bus, you know what you did? You had your head down the whole time. You were like this. Hey, Jesus Christ! No one wanted to see that game tape. Absolutely not. All right, Z.
41 minutes time of possession to 18.
3 and out.
Seven, by the way, 7 of those.
By the way, that's like a ballet routine. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick.
1, 2, 3, kick.
I mean, these guys were trying out for like the ballet. Holy cow, man. Hey, so this week, it's A.J. Brown week.
Yeah, I'm excited. Should be a good week. I think it's the most important week in terms of first team reps, getting real reps, getting good reps against people that aren't their own guys, Solid defense over there for New England right now. They got good players. It's going to be a good test for Hurts. I mean, Christian Gonzalez is a great corner. You got Devontae Smith lined up. Good test for Smitty. And then good test for our corners. I mean, you got A.J. Brown coming in there. So I think it's going to be a great week, dude. I think it's going to be an exciting week. I think there's going to be some tempers flaring. I do. And I'm sure A.J. will do the whole, smile big and give everybody a hug and all the bullshit.
Nothing cryptic? No cryptic tweets or Instagram?
I think he's a fake. Fake people are fake people.
Or do you think that maybe Mike Vrabel told him, let it play out. You don't need to do this. Or will he follow along with that?
I don't think Mike Vrabel's telling A.J. Brown what to do.
No?
Nah, I don't think so.
Man, dude. All I could tell you is I'm watching that game and I'm going like this. I was more on Sean Mannion more than what the players was like. These are your second.
Yeah, I agree. I'm more on Nick.
Yeah.
I'm more on Nick than Mannion.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, because he put Mannion in that position, right? According to John.
I think this is a good bet by Senor. I bet you AJ won't be hugging Hurts or Nick. Nah, he'll give Hurts a hug. I'm betting a dap up on Hurts.
So you think the relationship went sideways more with Nick than Hurts?
I think it was a combination of all the things that we've talked about ad nauseum on the shows. I mean, he doesn't like this offense. Does he think it's Nick? Does he think it's Hurts?
Who do you think the 3 wideouts are going to be on opening day?
The 3 that we think. Devontae, Wicks, and Mekhi Lemon. If Mekhi Lemon misses the joint practices, though, I mean, are you going to want him out there?
No. Or if he gets hurt during them.
He's still going to be out there.
Or if he gets hurt during them.
If he gets hurt during one of them, that'd be worst case scenario. Because he's already getting hurt so much.
Yeah. It's been a terrible 5 months, no? Since
yeah,
April.
It's not been great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, all right. So should the starters play this week?
In the game now, but in practice they will, obviously.
How about seeing all the starters around the league playing last week? I was shocked, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, look, there's some negatives to that too. Like that Jeremiah Love got hurt, you know? I mean, I get it. Some people have their way about it, but
bro, when I saw Josh Allen out there for 2 quarters, I was like, what in God's name are you doing? I mean, I was floored. 2 quarters of football he played, Zander. I get it. You're in the new building and all, and you want the guy
I guess
to have.
That's Josh. I mean, is that just
Josh?
I
probably, yeah. But if you're a coach, isn't that your responsibility to like protect your players?
Yeah, you would think.
I haven't heard from JAKIB yet, so I don't know what's going on here. So, bottom of the hour, we'll get you out of here, man. How about our boy, New Jersey Maniac?
Yeah, man, that was clutch.
Look at this, man.
Big ol' $100 super chat. That was dope. Appreciate the great content for these years on JAKIB. Looking forward to your show every day. After I'm done doing my thing on the 2 Big Seals, Big Z, best of the best. You got a great channel too, NJ Fishing. You missed a couple supers. Let me get those.
Okay.
John started the show. You missed this thing at 2:06.
Okay.
Cole Young, which is what his nickname is for Cole Payton. I guess he's trying to equate him to Steve Young. Cole Young showed up. He needs reps with better wide receivers. He's the only one to move the ball. Nobody was open really, so he had to run.
Yeah. Desperation runs to move the sticks. That's what Hurts used to do. He used to do that. Yeah. Dude, listen, tomorrow, this game's gone. This performance is gone because it's your first test. You got another one coming up this week. It's just kind of like that's not what I was expecting to see. Was that poor of an effort?
I agree.
Effort, execution.
Again, it goes back to what we said earlier. I mean, when do you ever want that to happen?
No,
I don't
you
care
don't
if it's preseason or not.
You don't want to put bad tape up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
you just want to put bad tape up, you know?
Especially like we always talk about like it doesn't matter, but it does matter to these guys. Like, dude, there's dudes fighting for their NFL careers out there. You know, I mean, their livelihood. So it does matter.
What you make of the back O-lineman?
Oh, yeah, you're good. Well, I thought Bell was good, and I thought Lampkin was good. I think the rest of them were meh. I mean, I didn't see anything good from Kendall. I didn't think Fred had a very good night for what he played. Nobody else really stuck out. It's not like the Eagles ran the ball well or threw the ball well. I mean, they didn't do much of anything well. So,
see, to me, Zander, what you kept bringing up today on your show, dude, McKee looking horrible is an indictment on Mannion. I mean,
Nick.
Mannion's the one coaching him up, though, right now. Mannion is. Do you think there's any coincidence that Jalen Hurts and Mannion are going the other way, passing the ball? I mean, how obvious is it? They believe in system and not developing of players. They believe in developing a system, not the one individual, to make that guy better. They did it with Wentz at the end. This is an organizational thing, I think, Zander.
Well, it's
in how they approach.
I hope he's worth a shit because, I mean, we'll be wasting another season if he's not.
And another Super Bowl window of Jalen Hurts, right?
And Super Bowl windows don't last that long. I mean, how many times have we talked about that on the show? I mean,
bro, most of them are 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
The anomalies are the New England Patriots and like the 49ers.
Yeah, but remember, even they had a 10-year gap.
They did have a 10-year gap. They did have a 10-year gap. Where do you think the team needs to improve the most right now?
Well, it's tough to say that because of the nature of who played. I mean, I don't think you can. The depth isn't as good as we thought. If somebody gets hurt, we're probably gonna have a tough look.
Look, that's an NFL thing, though, just for all out there.
If
That's
Jalen Hurts goes, we were already fucked, but if Jalen Hurts goes down, now we're really fucked. I mean, I don't think they're doing anything if Jalen goes down.
Oh, they'd make a trade.
No Nick Foles dreams here.
No, they'll go make a trade for Mac Jones if that happened.
I could see that.
No,
Hurts won't get hurt though. Here, Hurts doesn't get hurt like that.
Hurts knows how to. One thing Jalen does, many things, but the one thing he does exceptionally well, I think he protects himself pretty well. You see Jackson Dart. That guy is just so stupid.
Oh, he's so stupid. He's almost so stupid it makes you like. And then after the game, I heard him say,
"Yeah,
I don't get why every time I'm hit, I'm in the blue tent." I'm like, dude, because you're getting your clock cleaned.
Look at the hits,
dude. Are you trying to like leading a franchise requires you to be a different version of yourself?
That's correct.
You know, as a player and as a man. I mean, come on, dude. You know,
Zander. Like, here was my issue with it. Yes, the back missed the assignment, sure, but you didn't see that guy rushing in on you and decleating you and putting you on your head. And then he goes, why am I in a blue tent? Well, look at the hits. I could put a highlight reel of Crash Test Dummy. And you're it, dude. That guy belongs on a WWE wrestling mat, not on an NFL football field. He's taking hits and he's wondering why. I was like,
do you think Nick's on the hot seat?
What's that?
Do you think Nick's on the hot seat?
In October, we'll know. Middle of October, you'll know if this thing's bumpy. Right now, he's got complete benefit of the doubt. He's got a record behind him. He's got resume behind him. But I'll tell you what, there is no question. One thing that I have learned covering your football team, Z, that organization doesn't give a shit who you were. They only care who you're going to be. They want to know what you're going to do next for us. They don't care what you've done.
I weirdly think that Tanner McKee's regression is a bad sign for Nick.
It is.
Because he's supposed to be more of like what Nick had.
Correct.
Like you could make an argument with Jalen. It's like Nick never had a dual threat quarterback. So he, maybe he gets a little bit more leeway there. Tanner, it's like, how do you get a pocket passer who's fallen off as a pocket passer? Guy forgot how to be a pocket passer.
In a year, because he doesn't know what he's doing.
And he's so risk averse, he's afraid to throw the ball in any tight windows.
Are you concerned about the backup quarterback position if Hurts goes down?
Yeah, I just said that. The team is fucked.
Okay. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's mostly the case, though, to be honest.
Man, damn. Look, I'm going to put this away after this program, and then we're going to move on to New England, and we're going to figure what that thing looks like. Do you think the third wide receiver spot is not up for grabs now? It's a slam dunk that Mekhi Lemon. Okay, and I agree with you. Is Cooper still in the room or in the conversation?
It depends what he does. I mean, again, he only dropped. He had one bad play. I mean, I'm not going to write the guy off because of one bad play, but he's got to have a good rest of camp. I mean, he's fighting an uphill battle. Welcome to the business of the NFL, son. Like you always said. I mean, you got an uphill battle. You weren't a first-round pick. You don't get the type of leeway that some other guys get. You're either going to bitch about it and moan about it, or you're going to take your circumstances and run with them the best way you can. So, I think Cooper just has to have a good rest of camp, and every opportunity that comes his way, he's got to make. That's why I was upset about the drop. It's like I compared it to Devontae and AJ dropping, but they get more leeway. They do. You don't have that. You're not in that position. So we need Cooper to step up, but I think it's going to be Lemon.
Do you think that the Raiders should start Fernando Mendoza over Kirk Cousins?
No, I don't. No.
You don't want to know what you have right now?
No.
Well, the Raiders aren't going to win shit, though, dude.
That's what I mean. So what the fuck's the rush?
Don't you want to find out who he is?
No.
Okay. So you think the Bengals should have sat Burrow?
Do you think Andy Reid wanted to find out who Mahomes was when he had Alex Smith?
He had a competent Alex Smith.
Okay.
Well, Kirk Cousins is competent.
Kirk Cousins is a pretty competent player, dude.
But Kansas City was a good football team. They won the division that year.
Did they really?
Yep. Yep, look it up. They won the division.
Chiefs last year with Alex Smith. Let's see.
They won the division.
Yeah, you're right.
I believe they
for
got
4,000 yards.
I believe they got to the
67%
AFC
completion.
Championship game too. That season. That's why he sat. Because they had a competent guy in the building. And they got to they went pretty deep in the playoffs there. They may not have been AFC title game. They may have gotten beat in the divisional round that year.
I don't see the playoffs.
Because I think that's the Burrow year, maybe.
Man, he had a good year. 26 touchdowns, 5 picks, 67.5 completion rate, 4,000 yards. 105 rating, career best.
And they benched him.
Yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes is coming. A generational player.
With no proven talent. They put his ass in there. And they made him sit there.
Yeah, but my point is I've always believed, and I've said this before, but I think the one position that the NFL needs to continue to exercise patience is that position. I mean, is there any coincidence that the Packers have gone from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to now Jordan Love? I mean,
and they've all sat.
There's no reason to rush most quarterbacks out. I don't think. Look at how good do you think that year was for Pat to watch from the sidelines?
Yeah, watching preparation, watching how to put a game plan together.
I mean, if I'm the Raiders, I'm not worried about this year anyway.
Plus
like I want him watching Kirk Cousins and sit on the sideline with a headset and learn.
Absolutely.
I don't think you need to rush him out there at all.
Final thoughts here, Z, on this, and I don't know. Maybe JAKIB will join us here. I think he's busy over at the complex right now. So
well, remember they had later practice today.
Yeah, so let's see. He may join us. We're going to go back to you guys here, but your final thoughts, bro.
I mean, I would have flushed the game, but it wasn't ideal. Not what you wanted to see. And, the stats are almost funny. If you look at them, like 440 to 150 yards, 31 first downs to 6. Eagles are 0 for 9 on third down, 7 3-and-outs in the game, 80 total yards going into the fourth quarter, 2 first downs going into the fourth quarter when Cole Payton entered the game. Just horrible. I mean, they didn't do anything in the game. So you wanted to see a little bit more. Anybody who says otherwise, I think, is lying to you and is justifying. It's the first game for Sean Mannion, first impression of Sean Mannion, and he delivered a stone cold dud, and really proved that if he doesn't have great players, he's not going to provide you any sort of ability to, scheme you open. Like for all the talk we've had about scheming guys open, it's still clearly relying on talent. Now it's preseason, so maybe you have the vanilla game plan and things of that nature, but yeah, not good, but I'm ready to flush it and see what we got this week in New England.
The troubling sign is McKee's regression.
That's troubling. I agree.
Listen. Keep that out there as a narrative heading into the year, Z, the regular season. You're 27 days away from the start of the NFL season.
Man, that's crazy.
You got 27 days before you play the Commanders. So 13th, right? You play on September 13th, correct?
Yeah, 13th, yep.
Okay, that's 27 days from now. You've got to have this thing primed and ready to roll and feeling comfortable with what you're doing in that Commander game. Not that the Commanders are world beaters here. All right, Big Z, hopefully we get JAKIB. They had a later practice. That's good to know. I know he's out there. So he'll probably contact us. What we'll do is we'll go back to the guys. Any more supers, or are we good?
Yeah, we got a couple more. Let me read them.
By the way, guys, thank you very much for the supers. We appreciate you.
Cole Young out there running like a Hall of Famer. Nick says, Philly 500 said that was Nick's offense. Why can every team scheme open people in backups, but the Eagles can't scheme up a ham sandwich? Yeah, not good. Not good,
man. Not good. You couldn't find a first down on third down. Okay. Hey, chalk it up to the Ravens being more prepared to play than your guys, which is a complete indictment. When you said that today, I knew John was going to defend Nick when you went like this. Don't you blame that on the coaches? You're damn right you blame that on the fucking coaches. Your guys aren't ready to play. Get those guys out. Put someone who wants to play.
10 penalties, dude?
Dude,
the Ravens had 3.
And get this, to what you said, No pre-snap penalties. That's execution penalties. That
Yeah.
means you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, it's true. Here is Walkel. What's up, dude? Hey, Dan, I waited since Saturday night for your take. Initially, I thought it's the first game, no worries. But now I think if there are injuries to the starters, we are screwed. Bill,
the roster itself, you're not as good as you were and as deep as you were 4 years ago. And to what Zander has said and everyone else, when you're good and you draft good, you know what happens right now, Z? What's happened is all those good players that you guys kept telling me you can't sign everyone. Well, all those young players now, the young Eagles got their asses kicked on Saturday versus the young Ravens. Don't talk about the future to me when you look like that, if that's your future. I get it. You're 22, are as good or better than the Ravens 22. It's probably pretty compatible. But you can't give me an excuse going, well, we were vanilla. We didn't show anything. Well, Jesse Minter didn't either. And they put 440 on you. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you can't keep using that excuse like that.
I'm with you. Bill, thank you for the Superman. Here's Kimberly. What's up, Kimberly? DT tackle depth is a red flag for me. Great. Ty looked great for one game after 2 bad seasons. Let me see that. One bad season. Let me see that consistently. Now I know why JC got paid too early. Kimberly, I think the depth of DT is fine. You got Davis, Carter, Ajomo. You have Byron Young. You now have Ty Robinson and Noir Bernard. I mean, how many defensive fucking tackles do you want, Kimberly?
Well, who gave up?
I mean, is it perfect? No, but how many DTs are we gonna have?
So again, you're not concerned about the 150 on the ground then?
I mean, they had the ball for 41 minutes.
Couldn't get off the field. Okay.
Well, the offense couldn't stay on the field.
Agreed. Same problem.
Deja vu. If we have all these problems again this year, I'm gonna hate my life because the fact that I'm already mad that we have to talk about the same problems from one game. If we have this for this year again, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna go ballistic.
Were you a little disappointed in Vic's side of the ball's effort?
Kind of, but I think the offense made it tough on him.
It did.
And Vic's earned the Vic has earned the leeway to say, yeah, I'll be better when I get my starters back.
How do you look at Vic Fangio after this in the first quarter? 3 plays, 3 yards, 3 plays, 4 yards, 3 plays, 5 yards. End of the first quarter. How do you look at that? The entire first quarter was 3 and outs. That's crazy football, dude. You line up 3 plays, you give the ball back. Line up 3 plays, give the ball back. Bro, you couldn't manufacture a first down?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy.
Any more?
I think that's all. One more.
All right.
DC for life says, yo, Sills and Zander, what's your thoughts on Von Miller to the Cowboys?
I think it's a good rotation piece. He had 9 sacks last year. Now, the big question with a player like that, though, is it going to – no, they don't. Is it going to be Von Miller giving you 6 to 9 sacks, or is it going to be Robert Quinn? Because he's in that room now where, like, you're on the backside here.
And Von Miller's, like, I think he'll be good, but not that good. And they need an ace. I mean, you don't have it. You're relying on the dude you drafted in round 1. What the heck's that dude's name at a UCF?
Oh, Malachi Lawrence?
Yeah, Malachi Lawrence.
Lawrence, that's it? Yeah, that kid.
Leon says, imagine Vic with a Brian Johnson offense, LOL. Yeah, it'd be good.
Brian Johnson would have got a first down. Sean Filet Mignon.
Sean Mannion got first downs. It didn't matter. So let's see. Let's see what happens.
Hold on. Wait a second. Look at Sill setting up I told you so with the Cowboys and Von Miller just in case. I don't set anybody up. Are you kidding me?
You always set people up.
No.
I keep my shield up at all times.
Like bat. This guy has a bat shield
Yeah. You can't see it. It's hidden right here behind the camera.
I
I
got a
keep the
bad
bat
feeling.
shield up at all
So
times.
here's what Zander hears. I ask him a question, and where do you think he's trying to go with that?
Oh no, I normally know now. I normally can say, I can smell it out. I can sniff it out.
All right,
All right,
Big.
Sills. Well,
All right,
keep you
Big
posted.
C. Listen,
we got a show tonight, so we'll recap what happened at practice today. Devontae was back out there. No Mekhi Lemon, so we'll give you the rundown at 6.
Fantastic. We will see you then. Thank you, Big Z.
Later, brother. Appreciate it. See you, everybody.
And you got it. That is Zander Krause. Let's see what we got here. We'll go back to you guys.